Well, good evening, everyone. We are running a little late, not due to a technology problem, but due to our inability to control the weather. So it's it's cleared a little bit, and we're getting ready to start the first real game, non-scrimmage game of the 2024 season between the Dangerfield Tigers and the Gladewater Bears. So looks like the Tigers will be kicking off to the Bears. The teams are taking the field. We've been under a rain and lightning delay. I think there's still some sprinkles coming down, but we've got a few brave souls out here to watch this game. In the booth with me, or I'm with him, is Avon, and we got a guest today too. But I don't know that you're gonna. I don't know he's gonna talk to us today.
He probably won't make much noise, Sam. You know, the other thing I wanted to point out in this game, you do not see the scoreboard. And that is because of this is a special weekend at Gladewater Jack B. Murphy Stadium. It's the Texas Shootout Classic or something. We'll have to get the official name soon. But here goes the kickoff.
And that ball is out of bounds at about the 13-yard line. Flag in the air now. The official are going to decide what we're doing here. So they're moving the chains. Well, I know in the NFL they've got new kickoff rules, but I don't know if any of that's trickled down to the NCAA, which is what the UIL's rules follow, or into the UIL, the high school rank. So looks like the ball is going to be spotted on the 30-yard line on the right hash, where the Bears will take over. Bears have three wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. Quarterback is under center and one setback, a tailback. Motion to the right. The snap, handoff on the right side. Not much there. That ball is going to be started with about a 2-yard gain on the first play from scrimmage. And that looks like number 8, Avon.
Yeah, I forgot my
Well, I didn't forget
enhancers.
my cheaters, my binoculars, and I'll get them out here. But this time they break out into same formation, but now the quarterback is set deep, and it's a handoff on the right side again. I believe that was number 2, Carson Cooper, who is a familiar name for us to see. And he's met there at the original line of scrimmage. So that is about a 2-yard loss. So we're looking at a third down and 10. Yes, sir. So we've got Carson Cooper back from last year. Had a lot of yards last year, over 1,000 yards, I believe. And he's just a junior this year. So we're glad to see Carson out there. Again, same formation, quarterback deep. He fakes the handoff and then throws it to number 4, who is Kason Harris, and he gets a couple of yards, completed the pass.
Did he have full control over it?
He did. They're marking the ball with about a 3-yard gain, and so it's going to be 4th and 7 from the 33-yard line. So Bears in a punt formation. And I noticed they've got a wideout out here, but nobody's on this other guy, number 28.
Letting her rip, go as far as they would planned.
And that ball is a short kick, going to go to the 40-yard line. So about a 20-something yard punt. Not as good as they wanted. So the Tigers will take over 1st and 10. Oh, it's shorter than that. It's from the 50. I thought they marked it at the 40, so even shorter than what we thought. Looked like he shanked it off the side of his foot.
Oof.
Of course, I'm sure that field is still very wet.
Sir.
The difference from when I coached and you and I played out there, uh, there's no mud. It's still wet though.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm sure that's going to have a definite impact.
So Dangerfield, quarterback is set back deep, has two running backs and a wide receiver top of your screen, two wide receivers bottom of your screen. And they fake, and he's
Back.
throwing deep from the
Well,
first, and he's overthrown him. Incomplete pass. And that was right at the
wow.
Bears' goal line. If that would have been caught,
That was in.
I'm guessing that would have been a touchdown,
It would
maybe a
have been.
spot at the half-inch line, but he couldn't quite get it. He laid it out there a little too far. So Dangerfield,
Explosive.
stepping into the deep water early. So now, no different formation. They have wide receivers, two wide receivers on both sides now. One
Still
running
quarterback
back.
in the back.
Quarterback set deep, takes a snap. He's looking to throw again. And that one is completed, almost a first down, about a 9-yard gain. Takes them up to the 41-yard line. And that brings up a 3rd and 1. You're right, Avon. So Dangerfield throwing the ball. So Bears line up, same set. This time a handoff up the middle.
Maybe able to hold him here.
Met deep in the back, or not deep, but driven back. Let's see where they mark it.
Like 45.
There's an official going to give him forward progress, so it's going to be a loss of a yard, but they really tackle him about 4 yards deeper than that. But
Fourth down and 2.
4th and 2.
Like they're going to go for it.
They're going for it. Of course, they're on the 42. So now they've got two wide receivers, two in the backfield, everything to the right side as far as strength. He's pressured. He throws to number 4. I'm sorry, that was number 6 for Dangerfield.
Number 6 is Tyler Boyd.
And he is a senior, and that was an incomplete pass. So the Gladewater Bears catch a break right there.
Well, I think that just proves
Did
this
that
is
call?
probably going to be a good game. What are they saying?
They're moving the ball, but the official was talking to somebody on the Gladewater sideline. So it looks like going to be 1st and 10 for the Bears at their own 42-yard line. So Dangerfield defense comes out, Gladewater offense is on the field, and they have a wide receiver split out on the top of your screen, two back I formation, and it's a fullback pop. He gains about 2 yards, brought down pretty quick. So I formation there with a tight end left and a split end to the right.
You said that was a pop, and it popped, and the play was over.
It did. And when they hit real quick like that to the fullback, I don't know the history on it, but it's just called a little pop. And then if it's a halfback, usually we just call it a dive, but they're really both dives. Now it's to the tailback, and he's brought down with a loss of 2. Well, loss of 1 yard. And Avon, on those binoculars, you may pull the little cups out, and then you can adjust the right eye.
Oh, okay.
It'll just turn it, and the zoom knob is in the middle, and then the focus on the right eye. So we're looking at a 3rd and 10. Gladewater back at their original line of scrimmage. This time they are in a slot formation at the bottom. And they are throwing. Oh, he caught it. Good job.
That was number 4.
Good run.
Harris.
Good run.
Look at this.
Oh, my goodness. So that is Kaysen Harrison, number 4. Harris, I'm sorry. Kaysen Harris, number 4. He's a junior. And he makes a great catch. Good throw. by
What is
our
this? Well, they're
quarterback.
back on the play quicker than we're used to, Sam.
Okay, and then
That was number
they
two,
go quick
Carson.
and hand the ball to Carson Cooper,
Carson Cooper.
And he's brought down behind the line, maybe right at the line. But a big play on the play before, and a lot of teams will do that. They get a big play, and then they try to hit you real
Quick
quick
snap.
before you can line up. Yeah. So we're now looking at. They're talking about something. They haven't changed the clock, but I was going to say our quarterback right now is number 11, Luke Brown, who's
Luke
a
Brown.
junior, and we saw a lot of Luke last year,
Yes,
splitting
sir.
some time with, I believe, one of the Wilson boys that has come through. So now they're moving the ball, and it looks like it's a move in Gladewater's favor.
We focused on the other to see what the refs called. I didn't. And from up
I'm
here,
guessing,
everybody, we can't
I'm guessing
see that.
maybe an offside. I've got that bar kind of right in my way. So it is now 1st and 5, so 5-yard penalty. And Gladewater breaks the huddle. They have 3 wide receivers right, quarterback under the center, and Cooper at tailback. Now they go to the I, and it's a lead play
And
on
off
the
the
left
2.
side, and Cooper hits just off the tackle, and he makes it. He gets a little bit, about, 3 or 4 yards. Going to be 2nd, and I'm going to call it 2. And that's what they're calling it on
There
the
it
scoreboard.
is.
So 2nd and 2, ball's on the left hash. Now they lined up with only one back. They shifted 2 guys. One became kind of a cheat back up tight, and the other was a fullback, and they just shifted to an I formation. Now they're lined up in the I, and they're running the little
Very
pop
quick
again.
handoff. Whoop, something happened. We got whistles blown. Refs didn't like something. That was a handoff, it looked like, to number 16.
And that would be
Avian Watson.
And he has been lining up at the fullback position and hitting that play we're calling.
Now we lost a couple yards.
Yeah.
Lost 5 on that.
So maybe
2nd
somebody
down and
took
7.
off too soon. I don't know. Or I don't know what it was. But like you said, something they didn't like. So number 5 for Gladewater, Maddox Vasquez comes in, a sophomore. And
you were looking at the numbers earlier, Sam.
Yeah.
We were rained out for almost a full hour.
Yeah, and I'm sure glad we didn't have to entertain everybody in the rain, because I don't know if even I have that many stories.
Oh, that was a high.
And Cooper on a nice little run.
Not wanting to give up on it.
So Cooper makes it back up to the 15, which is going to be
right back at 3rd and 2 now.
Well, he's not quite to the 15. They spot it maybe on the 16. So it's going to be a 3rd and 3 maybe.
4th and 3.
4th and 3. They hadn't changed the clock yet. They're saying 3rd.
Oh, I guess that other play didn't count because of the penalty.
So now they've got I formation, quarterbacks under the center. They may be trying to get him to jump to get a first, go on a hard count. And it's a handoff to the fullback, and I believe he got the first
Boudreaux.
down. And what's his number?
10.
Number 10.
I looked at it correctly with this.
So
he
is
able to get him in.
He is a junior. So now we've got a 1st and 10 on about the 12-yard line, 11-yard line.
11.
Yeah. So I'll come back to those numbers in just a minute. They're down here close, and they've got really 4 downs to make 11. So let's see what they do. Trips to the right. They motion over like they did last time to the I. And last time they ran it to the right just like that. And
he's pushing through.
Cooper picks up about 4 or 5.
Good move.
Carson Cooper on a lead play
like
to
they
the
put
left.
It on the 7.
They're liking that left side right now. They tried the right side on their first drive. They're moving it on this left side right now.
Now that was a good 4 yards. And I remember the old rule of thumb that you said, hey, we can get 4 on every play.
Exactly.
Roll on.
We're gonna run the ball a while. So now they're lined up. They got a wide receiver, number 0, who is Brayson Woods. We know him from last year. And they hand it
they
off
did it so
again.
quick.
And it was the fullback, I think.
Like number 10 again. Mason Boudreaux.
So they're liking the fullback on some of these runs down here. They're inside the 5 right now.
Says they're on the 3 from the board. And
So,
again, we apologize that you all at.
And that brings us a 3rd and 3.
Can't see.
So Gladewater in the huddle. Wide receiver is 0 to the bottom of your screen, Brayson Woods. They're in an I formation. And that's
Boudreaux again, I believe.
And I believe he's
like
in.
A touchdown right there. Sam.
All right, so they just run the fullback dive or the fullback pop to the left side, and he just gets a good head of steam and leans in and scores.
He had a line up there making a hole for him.
Yeah, there
saw
was
those guys in the trenches.
The way you can tell a lot of that when you see that surge and that line, those white shirts we're watching move.
They're going for it.
Then, yeah, they are. And he's going to be in there.
He's got the speed. That was actually looked like number 22.
And that was number 22, Travian Watts. And he is a sophomore.
A lot of young talent.
So what have they got now?
Oh, we missed something. Looking at the. We were looking at the stat sheets and missed something.
I'm guessing if it's a penalty on us, somebody wasn't set.
And the big question is, do they go for the 2 again, or do we now try to put that thing through the?
I'm going to say, without the benefit of the surprise, they're going to kick it. But, you know, I have a hard time guessing what Coach Levere is going to do. So, illegal procedure. So I'm saying somebody wasn't set. Somebody wasn't steal. And that's a shame because that was a great time to do that.
It really was.
And they really didn't have it covered. So we're back to 6 instead of 8. And
it happened.
And the kicker is no good. Let me rephrase that. The kick is no good. And I was going to say the kicker is Grafton Morgan, and I couldn't see where the ball went, if it got blocked. I couldn't see that. So instead of coming away with an 8-0 lead or a 7-0 lead, we got a 6-0 lead.
Hey, we got points on the board, and that's what matters. That brings our score to 6-0.
And there is
against the Dangerfield Tigers.
3:18 left in the first quarter. So the first quarter, because Gladewater had the ball running it and threw, once or twice, but the clock kept running. So anyway, we're on the board and got a lead now. Avon, does it look like to you that the rain has stopped? I'm looking at the tables down here, the benches for the Bears.
It doesn't look like it's glistening anymore. It looks like it's still.
I don't see anything coming down. And I see a lot of umbrellas have gone away.
Craziest thing was we were all setting up here, and it looked perfect outside, and then just within a snap, the bottom fell completely out of it.
So
that looks like number 7 is wrapped up by number 12. He is not letting him go.
And I see number 12, who is Corbin Sergio, and number 8, Morgan Grafton down there, and several other Gladewater Bears that I couldn't identify.
And that receiver was number 7 of the Dangerfield Tigers, Kyron Craver.
Okay, well, when they're getting ready to go here, let me talk about numbers a little bit. The Gladewater squad has 32 kids listed on its roster. Dangerfield squad has 40. The breakdown of the classifications, let's see, Dangerfield takes a snap. They throw just a little hitch route, and the Bears are there,
Bear number 22 was on him so
and
fast.
that is going to be about a 3 or 4 yard
Fabian
loss.
Watt, that was very fast.
Very good. They sniffed that one out well. So the 40 players for Dangerfield, they've got 14 seniors, 20 juniors, and 6 sophomores. The 32 for Gladewater, they've got 8 seniors, 8 sophomores, and 16 juniors. So
like next year, both teams are going to be pretty tough.
yeah,
well-seasoned
16 juniors and 20 juniors, but Dangerfield now again, one setback, quarterback deep. He hands the ball. They run up the middle.
We got some whistle blowing.
Ref stopped the play, but that was going to be just.
Their quarterback is a senior, number 0, Chase Johnson.
The wide receivers walking back for Dangerfield, number 5, who is Kenny Mosley, and number 8, Rain Wallace, been out here. They've had trips out here a lot.
That's second down and 15, Sam.
Okay, they got a wide receiver top and 3 receivers at the bottom. Quarterback set deep along with 1 running back. So they're looking to throw, and they're going deep, airing it out. And we had, who is that, number 9?
Number 9 of the Tigers.
And that is Mason Williams. And he had everybody deep. He had 3 Gladewater defenders behind him, but the ball was probably 6 or 8 yards too long.
Look at that.
That's a lot of space, yeah. A lot of ways to throw that ball. So good arm on the Dangerfield quarterback. The Bears playing looks like a 4-deep secondary.
And we're third down and 15.
And so now they flip-flop.
2 minutes and 46 seconds.
They flip-flop their formation, trips to the top of your screen. They're coming off the 11 or 12.
Looking to pass.
He's got heat.
He's got heat. He's got heat.
And he
somehow he flip-flopped that up in the air.
Somehow the quarterback does an amazing job because he was smothered.
Great save on his part.
And he got the pass off and completed.
That looks like number 8 of the Tigers. What a catch by Rain Wallace. That was
and he is a sophomore that caught the ball.
Gotta admit, that was a good save.
That was a great play.
Oh, wow.
And it saved them some yardage, but they still have 4th and 15.
No, they should have brought him up, did it not?
But it got them closer, but
back up to the line of scrimmage from that play.
Yes, so they're in punt formation, and he punts, no pressure, and it looks like a fair catch by number 5, Maddox Vasquez for Gladewater, and the Bears will take over on the Dangerfield. I'm going to call it the 48-yard line. So we're down to 1 minute and 55 seconds left in the first quarter. Bears are up 6-0. Nobody's used a timeout yet. So playing for Dangerfield in the secondary is number 2, Trent Boyd, looks like the free safety. And number 7 looks like the cornerback to the bottom of your screen, Jakirin Craver. Bears now in an I formation, and they're liking that fullback on the left side again, and he picks up about 3 yards.
Different player this time. That was number 8, Grafton Morgan.
So Morgan picks up some yardage, 3 yards, be a 2nd and 7, and that's right at the 45-yard line.
Morgan's also a junior with that big junior crew. Boy, Quarterback under center. Number 11,
And
Brown.
again, they do the little motion to the eye. And they hand it to the tailback this time. And I believe that's still Cooper. Yes, Carson
Yes, sir.
Cooper.
Number 2.
And he's close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be a 4th and 2. Is it 3rd or 4th down?
Third.
3rd and 2.
3rd and 2.
And we're down to 50 seconds left in this quarter. So number 10 bringing a play in, Mason Bordeaux.
You know, since we've had that rain, we've actually got out there. It's very cool. It's like 82 degrees.
Oh, that's
the last day of August. You can't ask for a better weather day.
That's a good deal there. So
not from, like you said, the slippery.
So now the Bears look like they weren't sure if they wanted to go motion.
Buddy called timeout.
Yeah, I might. There's 27.6 seconds. I might have tried to get somebody to jump and then take one, but right now this is kind of a crucial play because they really need to pick up a first down and keep this drive alive. Because when they had everybody wasn't set or somebody was still moving on the 2-point conversion, and then they missed the kick, that takes away a 1 or 2 point advantage, you know. So anyway, another touchdown would make it definitely a two possession game.
Yeah,
For,
big deal.
Right. But, you know, we know that Coach Levere is not scared to go for 2. So
No,
we might see that later on tonight. All right. So now we have trips at the top.
Quarterback under center.
They're shifting to the eye. And they give it to the fullback. Oh, my goodness.
Number 10 again. He did not stop those legs. Mason Boudreaux.
And he did a great job of picking up a 3rd and 2. And so that reminds me what Don Meredith used to say about Walt Garrison on the Cowboys. He was their fullback, and he said if you had a 4th and 2 and you had to make it, you give it to Walt, and he'd make 2. And if you had 1st and 10, you give it to Walt, and he'd make 2.
It's always.
But I'm telling you. Mason, he made a lot more than 2 that time, and
yes,
it was really a good play to end the quarter on because it brings up a new set of downs in Dangerfield territory, and you're headed in with a new set of downs. So the program that we have here, Avon spent some of his hard-earned money on a program. And
it's a great program.
It is a great program. So if you show up at the game, get a program that has the rosters of both schools in it, and it's got great pictures of our guys. And so a lot of times we don't know faces because we're not there every day.
Correct.
And so it's really good to see these. Some of them are smiling, and some of them have their mean face on. It reminds me of when I was in high school. You know, did you want to smile for your picture or look mean?
Look mean.
But it is a really nice program.
Actually, I'm always too happy-go-lucky. I'd have been smiling.
and it's got a lot of ads, and it's a very well put together program.
We also have other teams in here. We've got the Lady Bears volleyball.
Yes.
Boy, did they look mean. Look at that.
I know. So the Bears are on the 30. I'm going to call it the 33. And they're on the left hash, and it's a first down. They're in Tiger territory. So we've got number 22, Travian Watts at running back. And we've got I formation.
8 behind him.
8 is the fullback. And
That's who they hand. Oh, it's a quick
and it's an option. And he's got some room.
Yes,
Ooh,
sir.
good job. So
that was 22, Travian Watts.
And he gets down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. So that's a really good pickup.
Move the chains.
Move those chains. So they faked it to the fullback. They've been running that quite a bit, and they went to the right and then ran the option and pitched it to the tailback. So
Like you
very.
said, you don't know what
Uh,
Coach Levere is going
That's
to do.
right. And so there was some room. I watched the wide receiver. I didn't get his number, but the wide
Zero.
receiver out here, he he
Bryson Wood.
he stayed hooked up on his block a long time. That was a big key to the success of that play. So now they're trips. They come back into a little slot look. And
Oh, they're ready for us that time.
Dangerfield is ready for that one. It's about a 2 yard loss. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 12, maybe 13. They're calling it 13. I think that's right. Ball is now at the 21-yard line. And we have 10:57 left in this second quarter. They're signaling in their play. Bryson Woods is in there, number 0. 55 is in there. That is Noah Smith. And as we get a chance, Avon, I'll call out some numbers and you get their names.
Yes, sir. Make it happen.
Bears loaded up to the right, looking to throw.
Oh, I can't even see. I've got the stuff in the way.
And it was intended for Bryson Woods. It was out of the end zone, and so it's incomplete. And he was double covered, but if that ball had been a little bit shorter, I think he would have had a chance to catch it. But anyway, good call, good play. Brings up a 3rd and 13. Number 4 coming into the game.
Oh, number 4, Kason Harris.
And let's see. We'll try to get some of these other linemen and other players. Number 9 is in the game.
That is Kayla Balcora.
And we got a number 68.
Yes, sir. Corey Stanley.
So Bears now motion, number 1. And they run back away
like
from the
offside.
motion. Oh, good play right there.
Angle.
And that is number, what is that back's number?
Flag on the.
Well, let's see where that ball could be spotted. It could be spotted on the 14-yard line, unless it's against us. And it looks like they're bringing it back, but they.
Eagle motion. Hope y'all could hear that.
So.
Offsides defense, did he not?
That's what he said.
What was all that back and forth motion?
I don't know.
Strange.
So now that's a 3rd and 8.
What just happened?
I don't know. Somebody jumped. I think they blew the play dead, and we went ahead and threw an incomplete pass. But I think the ball was blown dead before it ever snapped. Let's see what they call. And it's still showing 4th and 8. So the Bears are huddled up, so evidently they're still going to have the ball.
Weird.
Yeah, because they called defensive offsides, but then spotted the ball 3 yards from the original line of scrimmage. But that could have been the 5 yards because there was a loss. Now the Bears have 2 wide receivers bottom, quarterback deep, and 1 running back beside him.
Oh, here we go. Got to have one of those private meetings.
Little private meeting. No one knows
the white
what's
hat,
going on.
The black hat. They didn't give us a card for us to be able to announce.
And we don't always get that, so I can't tell you who the refs are. No, I don't.
I know there's different little
and
groups.
When we get a little break, we'll talk about refs in a minute with the problem they're having.
Yes, sir. That's why we have Thursday night.
Exactly. So
Football.
I watched a newscast, and it said statewide there are about 1,500 officials for football, but they're having the same problem in volleyball and all sports. So they have gone back, and I know Gladewater will play at least twice on Thursdays, including tonight, and I think the West Russ game in a couple weeks is on a Thursday. So they're moving some games to Thursday and some to Saturdays to offset the shortage of officials. But they still have their secrets, Avon. And it's a throw again, and it's a little long out of the end zone, and that was intended. Who is this guy walking back? What's his number, Avon?
Four down there.
Our guy.
Anybody else?
Yeah, just coming to the goal lines. Is it 6 or 8?
Looks like 8.
Okay, so if it's 8, that'd be Morgan Grafton. That's who that pass was intended for, thrown just a little too long.
Take that back. That looks like a 0.
All right, then it's Brayson Woods. Yes, I see it now. He's turned it now.
That is a 0.
So just too far out. If he caught it, he would have been out of bounds. So Dangerfield will take over with 9:56 left.
About the 16-yard line.
They are, on the 16, looks like. So they've got 3 wide receivers. Their quarterback is deep. Got a running back that beside him. Motion. And he's throwing the little swing pass.
And he dropped it. That was to number 1, Ashton Williams of the Tigers.
And that is close to being a lateral right there, because if he's even with or throws it backwards from the line of scrimmage, then it's a live ball still. But evidently he had already turned up a little bit. Yeah, because they're keeping the spot at the same place. But you got to be careful on that play if you don't catch it.
I'm curious then, if he would have touched it and he would have had Pat just passed it, he'd have dropped it, ball goes out of bounds. The ball would have been, that's where that marked it?
No, it's not. It's not based on where he touches it. It's based on whether it was thrown forward or parallel or backwards.
Backwards.
So evidently it was thrown forward, and then it's just treated as an incomplete pass.
Here's another good question for you. One of those things where you're like, look, we did have a scrimmage last week. This is correct me if I'm wrong, the first of the real games. Yet we've still got some of we're still trying to get our feel for.
We still got a few bugs, and we don't have we don't have our rhythm yet. And typically, defense will gel a little quicker than offense, and so that makes a lot of times, if the teams are evenly matched, a lower scoring games than 5 weeks in.
Your boy in here?
Chad is in the class of 95, yes.
So they've got an ad actually in this thing.
Oh,
if
that's
you're
cool.
From class of 95, I guess that makes them.
Well,
30 years.
Yeah, that'll be a 30-year reunion. And I spoke at one of their reunions for his class, and he told me, it was really funny. He said, "Dad, don't come up there till about 8 o'clock." He didn't want me up there too soon. And then he calls me about, probably an hour before, and he said, "Where are you?" I said, "Son, you told me not to come till a certain time. I'm honoring your request." Dangerfield throwing deep.
This guy has got an arm.
And
Sam.
he does, and that was intended for number 8, and it was a little short, and one of our guys knocked it away at the last minute.
That was quarterback number 0, Chase Johnson of the Tigers. This guy can heave it out.
And he was trying to throw to Rain Wallace. So, but anyway, I got up there, and I knew things had changed when I walked in. And typically at your reunion, they'll ask who drove the furthest, who's got the most kids, that kind of stuff. Right. I heard who has the most tattoos, and I knew things were not like they used to be. High snap on the punt from his end zone, and the ball is rolling out to the 45 or 6.
You know what I see right now? We probably weren't paying attention. Sam, it's coming down now.
Oh, it's raining. No, it's raining.
It is raining. I mean, good heavens. Thank goodness there's no lightning, so we're going to let it roll. But, man, that's going to definitely also change the game to more of I'm sure, keep it on the ground.
So we're getting some rain right now.
They've got the clock stopped at 8 minutes and 58 seconds with Gladewater 6, Tigers 0.
Well,
Bears are going to start this set of downs on the Tigers 47.
so Gladewater with the ball now. 8:58 left in this second quarter. And so snap, quarterback under center, handed to the fullback. He makes a couple, maybe one.
Yeah, but the Tigers number 50, he was waiting for him. That was Nick Wallace of the Tigers. I think they're getting accustomed to that play. Either that or the coach said, I don't want to see him do that again.
Yeah. Oh, my. So, anyway, yeah, I knew that reunions were a little bit different than what they were when I walked in and they were asking who had the most tattoos.
That's when you're like, oh, this is definitely different.
Yeah, but you know, it's really kind of an honor. I've been asked to speak at several different class reunions. One year, me and Coach Langley spoke together, and it's really rewarding to go to a reunion 10 or more years later and see what everybody has done. And
Where are they at?
yeah,
what
what are they
with
doing?
themselves?
And it's really it's a lot more like a family reunion. And Katie Ellis had asked me to speak at one. I think Jennifer Hand has asked me, and I've done several of them. But it was funny when I went to that same one. My wife told me not to stay too long, and I'm trying to leave, and it's just almost midnight.
Oh my God!
And they're still going pretty good, you know. And there are, and I don't remember if that was 10 or 15 years, but they're following me out to the car, talking to me. So it really was
awesome.
It was really kind of cool. But so I got scolded for not coming soon enough, and then I got scolded for staying too long. So it's all
you
all
can't
good.
win
Yeah,
for losing.
it's all good. Just
yeah.
But
I don't know if y'all can see it, but I'm telling you, we're looking up at the lights, and it's just
sheets of rain.
I mean,
is.
And they're probably taking a timeout just to clean off to be able to see. It is crazy.
And the Bears
he lobbed it up.
throwing.
Look at that.
Oh, my
the
goodness.
Number 4 of the Bears, Kason Harris.
He's down close.
That is incredible.
He
the
may
whole
be a
team's
touchdown.
going to push him in.
It's a touchdown.
Did they count that?
Gosh.
Look at Sam. What just happened?
They're throwing it in a driving rain. He catches one right up the middle. He makes one move, gets by a guy, and then about 3 Dangerfield guys catch him, and then he just burrows on into the goal line.
And his whole team came behind him and said, we're pushing you in.
They're not going to let him stop. No.
That brings up the score 12-0 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds, second quarter.
And so now we'll be looking at 1 or 2. If you go for 2, now that puts it gives you 14 points, which means they've got to either score twice and get a 2-point or score twice and kick 2 field goals. But if they want to go ahead of you, they've got to get at least 1 2-point conversion. So you want that other point. But I don't know. They could have a play they just like on 2-point. I mean, we used to go over that stuff. If we want to go for 2, here's the 3 plays we like, you know, and our kids would work on it against a goal line defense, and you know, it just depends how the game is going. And Dangerfield,
if you have sheets of rain pounding on you, this is it's so much rain.
It is, and it was really doing good. Now it's coming down again. I just sent my wife a text that it's raining again, and she said, I know, I think I might leave. So she made it, and she's down there, but she may be taking off. All right, Bears are going for 2. They're in the I formation. There's the snap.
He's keeping it. He lobbed her up.
And it is a 2-point conversion. He threw the ball.
Wow.
I'm trying to see who he threw it to. It's number
I'm looking.
11, I think. No.
Oh, hold on.
Zero. So Brayson Woods.
0, Brayson Woods.
And that was off the play action. So They did have a 2-point play, and it's off the play action run.
Wow.
And they throw, and
Another
they
great
actually
play.
had two guys open, and he threw it to the one in the corner, which was Brayson. So great job of getting your points back. Of course, it's kind of like sleep. If you miss a chance and you take a nap, you really don't get your sleep back. You just took a nap.
Just took a nap.
And
That's
so
right.
if we got those 2 points, we could be at 16 points instead of 14. But it's a very positive thing to come back and make up the points that you missed.
Yes, sir. That brings it Gladewater Bears 14, Dangerfield Tigers 0 with 7 minutes and 54 seconds.
So while they're doing this, I went to, when I was at Baylor with the Baylor Bears, we went and watched A&M and Baylor play at College Station in a driving rain, and both teams were throwing the ball almost every time. It
Really?
was amazing. So a pooch
Kicker
kick,
number 8, Grafton Morgan.
and number 1 for Dangerfield bobbles it a little bit, has a little bit of open room, and finally hit and brought down by Corbin Sergio and one other one. I couldn't get his number. So a nice little return, and they're going to spot the ball right at the what?
They're saying the 37 on the scoreboard.
It is. He just set it down when you said that. So actually a few miscues tonight, but no major penalties. A little motion or not being set.
Working out the bugs, getting out those jitters.
But a really pretty good balanced game. We've seen some good runs, some good passes. So Dangerfield has trips to the top, and they run the ball up the middle, and he's got a little room.
Oh, he's got some move.
He's got some room.
He's moving. I don't think anybody's
we
going to
caught
stop him.
Grayson Woods catches him. And number 8 for Dangerfield peels back for a block and gets a good block, but
that was number 1 that ran that far. Ashton Williams of the Tigers.
So that was a great dive, because you'll run that dive and it makes 2 or 3, and all of a sudden you go bang your head on the goalpost and run the length of the field. So Tigers now in Bear territory, just inside or on the 15. And they're in single back formation, deep snap. He hands it off. He runs to the left side, and he makes maybe 2, maybe 3.
I think they're going to take up that same playbook and say, we're going to have to run the ball.
Yeah.
Rain
one
is
thing
just,
about
it looks even worse now.
One thing I see about Dangerfield so far, they've thrown a lot of deep stuff, and now when they get down here, their field is shorter. They can't throw as deep. So they've got the passes they throw have to be more accurate, if that makes sense. So they're lined up. 2 wide receivers to the top, 1 at the bottom, quarterback deep, and he has 1 back. Some people will call that
number 14.
The pistol formation.
Homer.
Old Cowboys fans call it the shotgun.
That's right.
And he's back. He's looking to throw, and he runs.
He's going to make his own move.
And he got held up.
He broke one. Number 10. Oh, and they pushed him out.
So he got
number
held
10
up.
had him wrapped up of the Bears. That was Mason Boudreaux.
So anyway, that gets him just inside the 10, I think.
3rd down and 4 is what the scoreboard says, Sam.
And it says at the 9-yard line. So they're lined up. They're waiting for their play. They've got it now. 2 wide receivers at the bottom of your screen. 1 split wide at the top. And you're in a 2-back set with the quarterback deep.
Looking at some of his receivers like he's yelling at him. That's what happens. Oh, he's going back to throw. He's got Bear pressure. Going to run it himself.
And he gets some yardage.
Trying to find out if he
almost
made that
to the
first
5. I think he's short. I think he's on about the 6.
7 here.
All right. So the chain is on the 5, and he's on the 7. So it's going to be a
Well, there's
What
got
a-
to be one slippery ball.
they're calling it 4th and 3. This time they are
That's actually, they're saying it's the 8. Yeah, that's the 8.
okay.
4th down and 3, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, counting down. The clock is still moving.
So now they're in 3 back set.
The
There's
big
the
one for
snap,
them.
and it's a
He's going to
pass.
throw it.
And he
But
did catch it. So it's a 1st down on about the 2-yard line.
that was a good quick play for the Tigers. That looks like
And
number.
Is it
I think
6
that's
or
number
16?
It looks
5.
to me.
That is Kenny Mosley. So what you get, the reason they like to go to that weak side is because you got one-on-one coverage. It's hard for him to cover that out. But he
Now they
caught
got a
it
new
and was
set of
brought down.
downs.
So it's 1st and goal from the 3, it looks like. And now he wants to
Gonna
run
keep it. Net with bear pressure.
And he
is.
makes it maybe to the 4. So good stop by the Bears. But that's what we would call the pistol, where you have the quarterback and one other back, and he can run it or throw it or hand it off. And the quarterback out of that set likes to run it sometimes.
They can't see the clock on the YouTube, but it's 4 minutes and 30 seconds counting down. Now it's 2nd down and 4.
And so actually
There's
that
only
was
4 yards left.
so now Dangerfield has 3 receivers to this left side, and a running back to the right of the quarterback.
Number 1, that's the one that made
And
the
he's
go.
wanting
He's
to
going
run
to try to
again.
keep it himself.
And he's in.
Yeah, it looks like he made it.
He's in. We'll see what the call is.
Looks in from up.
They're going to mark it. Mark
Really?
it on the 1. I thought he was in. I'm glad he wasn't, but it looked like he was in. So I'm going to guess, what is it, 3rd and 1?
Yes, sir. That's a.
I'm going to
what do you call
guess.
that, a pop?
Yeah, I'm going to guess another run. But if it was me, I would like something a little wider than up inside there. And they've got some
number 5 up top. I think he wants to receive it.
They've got some speed. Oh, quarterback walks it in. Well, that's number 8, Rain Wallace, who snapped directly to him that time. And he just, no fakes, no that, just run it in.
I thought their quarterback was.
Well, but number 8's who
He's the one
snapped
that got
it
it
to.
that
Yeah.
time. That brings the score of 14. Gladewater Bears, Tigers 6. They're going to go for the.
And their kicker is number 17, Sherman King. They got players coming onto the field. They're a little short to get out for the kicking team. So now they're
Clock is
set.
stopped at 3 minutes and 23 seconds.
That ball is really hard to see, but they're saying no
It is
good.
no good.
So they suffer the same fate that the Bears
They
did on their first
sure
touchdown,
did.
and they don't get an extra point or 2. So now
That's a big game
that,
changer dynamic.
and that helps the Bears a lot, because now,
They'd be forced to go for a 2-point.
yes.
That's if we don't get. But we've got 3 minutes and 23 seconds for the Bears to get the ball and make some points after the halftime, if I'm correct. The Tigers will be receiving.
Yes. So we're watching the rain. It's just pretty steady and just a nice solid rain. As dry as our yards have been,
I remember 2011. You will never hear me complain.
I know.
Not going to happen. At least not for our area. Other areas are not made to handle this, so.
Well, it's amazing. We got into August and I had not watered my yard.
Not once.
Not once. And then I watered it about 4 times, just only like about 45 minutes. And then I moved the sprinklers for the next night. And so I did that 3 or 4 times. And then this is the 3rd day in a row now that my yard has had rain on it. So Tigers have the ball teed up on their own 40. Gladewater has 2 Bears deep. And it's a squib kick. picked up at the 25, and he steps out at the 31.
That was number 0, Brayson Woods.
So a 6-yard return, no contact involved.
Up the clock at 3 minutes and 19 seconds.
So normally, as we come back from halftime, we give you a few red zone scores, but I don't know that there'll be very many with a Thursday
Well, I know
night
Tiger
game.
Legacy is playing. I heard that on the radio. I was coming down.
They said what?
Tyler Legacy is playing.
Oh, okay.
That's a pretty big team for a Thursday.
Yeah, it is. So Bears at the snap, and it is a handoff to the tailback. It looks like depends on the spot, 1 or 2 yard gain.
That was number 2, Carson Cooper.
So, and quarterback is still number 11, Luke Brown. We've also got 34 in the ball game, Deion Patton. We've got 65 in the ball game, Terrell Willis. We got 53 in the ball game, Mason Thompson. Luke Brown coming out now to get some instructions from Coach Levere. He's got that. Bears break the huddle, and they're in a tight formation that's an eye, and it is a fake of the tailback.
To number 10, Mason Boudreaux.
And is that Boudreaux or Burdo?
Oh, was I saying it wrong?
B-U-R-D-O?
Burdo.
Okay, and it could be a typo. I don't know.
Okay.
But we gained about 8 yards on that play, so that was a good play.
That brings it up to 3rd and 1.
Oh, and it's a good off-tackle play.
Number 10 again, Mason Burdo.
And he ran the ball well then, so we know he can run and he can catch. So Bears get a new set of downs. They're on their own 46. I formation again. Hand off to the tailback. No gain. I think he went down right about the line. Maybe a half-yard loss. Let's see where they spot it. It's going to be a 1-yard loss. So that's going to bring a 2nd and 11. Number 4 is also in the game, Kaysen Harris. Brown coming back in with the play. Gladewater Bears break the huddle. Still an I formation. Quarterback under the center. And he's looking to throw. And he throws that one, and it's intercepted.
And they have got some steam.
And he's out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
That was number 8, Rain Wallace.
So he's playing 2 ways, and he is I don't know him, but he's a pretty good-looking athlete, making some big plays for the Tigers.
So here's the interesting thing. I've went to, as you said, the red zone and just looked up scoreboards, and there isn't a.
Well,
so that's very unusual.
Somebody will probably try to call in the Gladewater Dangerfield score at halftime.
I mean, it shows it. We've got a 0-0 for Hallsville and Linden. Got a 0-0 for us.
Okay.
It says weather. So all of these say weather. Very interesting. So I'm sure they'll get updates once they get them.
Okay.
We'll get them.
I got a text that says it is.
Boudreaux?
I think so. I got to open it up here and look at it. I just saw it pop up. Yes. So he said it is Boudreaux. So evidently we did have a typo. You were right, Avon.
You know what we should have done? We've got the program. What number was he in? Boudreaux.
All right. So it is a typo in our roster, but it's right in the program. So Mr. Abernathy Kent Abernathy, thank you for texting that in uh, and correcting us.
It looks like it's first down and 15 on about the 38. There is 51.9 seconds left, second quarter.
And Kent did say we're doing a great job. So that's the
Well, good. That means the audio is working.
it,
Oh, he tries to go for it. Number 28 of the Bears wrapped him up on the legs. That's Marion Minter.
if we had awards, we would give Kent an award for the first compliment of the program for the 2024 season. Okay, so now we're down to 42 seconds. The clock is stopped. Both teams are going to the sidelines to talk to their coaches. Ball is going to be spotted right on the 40, but they need about
17 yards.
yeah, 17.
Or
A
you
lot.
need to just stop them.
Yeah, with 42 seconds, we just need to hold them. Of course, they early on they like that deep ball, and we know they can run in the open, but our guys really
Dude,
for
but
this.
that rain it's not sheet, but it's still coming down.
Yeah.
So that's got to have a massive impact on someone trying to grab that slippery pig.
Well, it does, but it really the fields with the turf are so much. Your traction is still going to be a little more slippery, but it's so much better than playing on natural turf. When you got this kind of rain, it can run off a little easier. So they've got trips at the top, one back, split receiver at the bottom. He's looking to throw. He's got some pressure.
Oh.
And
they've got him.
Great play.
That was number 34 of the Bears, 28 and 7.
Dion Patton is 34, and
7 is Landon Porter.
And then a Marion
Minter,
number 28. So quarterback almost got loose, but we had 3 wrap him up, and big play for the defense there. Burned up almost 10 seconds. It's another loss, and now it's going to be third and I'm going to say 20 or no, a little more.
I heard them calling on the radio, and maybe we missed it. I believe they were saying it was number 34, Dion Patton, that started putting that pressure on the quarterback. Then his Bear buddies stepped up.
He did, and
wrapped him up.
He held him up enough for the pursuit to catch up.
Yes, sir.
But it did all start with him. Yes, sir, it did. So Dangerfield now, they've got 2 wide receivers at the top, 1 split out at the bottom. Pistol formation, 1 running back, 1 quarterback deep. I'm thinking a deep pass.
There's 3 at the top.
He's looking.
Use that arm.
And there's Heat, and he is wrapped up again. And I'm going to tell you.
Number 10, Mason Boudreaux.
And he did a great job.
He also had help. I mean, there were lots of
Well, let me tell you what
him.
he did that was great. He wrapped him up, and he had his hands around the quarterback's arm where he couldn't get the ball off.
Yeah, because that guy.
And he got him from behind. So
and the clock's burning up.
Yeah,
7 seconds, 6 seconds, 5 seconds. They're going to try it.
And they got the snap off. There's a completion at the 40 to number 8. He's got a little room, but that will end the half.
Yep.
He's down inside the 20. And so that play where they tackled the quarterback and he wrapped him up and he got his arms where he couldn't throw, that was a huge play because even if he throws it and it's incomplete, he gets a stop clock on an incomplete pass. So that was a huge play. And Bears go in with a 14-6 lead for halftime. And I don't know if the bands will march or not in the rain.
I don't know. I see some on the other side.
It has slacked up a little bit. Do you want to do? We were going to talk about Coach Murphy a little bit.
Sure, we can absolutely do that.
Let's do that
before we go to halftime.
Yeah. So recently at the Texas High School Coaches Association convention, their yearly meetings before football starts, uh, Jack V. Murphy was inducted into the Texas High School Coaches Association Hall of Honor. It just talks a little bit about him. I'm not going to read it to you, but I'm going to hit some highlights. Uh, Coach Murphy was a Tyler native from Chapel Hill High School. As a head football coach at Gladewater, he won, or the Bears won under his direction, over 200 games. Um, let's see. He passed away after a lengthy battle with cancer one day before his 62nd birthday on October 18th of 2000. Um, he was inducted along with some other coaches. Let's see. I'm going to give you some other things. His Gladewater teams compiled 205 wins, 110 losses, and 7 ties. Won or shared 9 district championships. Had 14 playoff appearances and a semifinals berth. 6 times the Bears made it to the regional quarterfinals. He was a four-sport letterman at Chapel Hill. Went to University of Tulsa for a year. Came back to Tyler Junior College and played for the famous coach Floyd Wagstaff. Was an All-Conference and All-American honor for TJC. Went back to Tulsa, and they were part of the Missouri Valley Conference then, and had All American and All Conference honors. Had a degree, had a master's degree from East Texas State, and a postgraduate degree, Stephen F. Austin. Started coaching at Tulsa, then Clarendon, and then Judson Junior High in Longview. Then he came to Gladewater. He was voted Coach of the Year 8 times. And in 1998 in Waco, Texas, he was awarded the Tom Landry Coach of the Year. And I had the privilege of going and
That's
seeing
extraordinary.
that in person. He's also in the Texas Sports Hall of Fame, Gladewater Hall of Fame, and Tyler Junior College Sports Circle of Honor. So just know that Jack Murphy was a legend in East Texas, and he had statewide recognition, and his legacy lives on here at Gladewater High School.
We're
We'll
going to
be back when the
That's
third
all they
quarter
got left. This is
starts.
actually a very short because of the time delay of getting this game started. We got about 6 minutes and 30 seconds. We will be back.
All righty. Thank you for tuning in. Stay with us.
That was probably one of the quickest, shortest breaks we've ever had. The game is back underway. Gladewater taking off to the Tigers. They have got a break happening with the Bears
And,
stopping that at about almost the 50.
and
Right about the 47,
yeah,
48.
47, 48, and great run back. They've got some speed, and of course, kind of a rainy night may help us contain some of that speed, but it may hurt our speed too. So
Rain stopped.
the rain looked like it has let up, almost stopped. I see a little. Well, I don't know if I see it hit. I see a little bit hitting occasionally on that table. I don't know what they're discussing,
We're working out more bugs, as we called it earlier.
but that's the shortest halftime we've ever seen.
Yeah, they only gave us 8 minutes, and that was a quickie.
But your uniforms are wet. You don't need to sit around. Nobody brought two sets to change into, and even if they did, what you change into is going to get wet anyway. So trying to keep the players from getting cooled off too much, I think.
In that score, if you're just now joining us, Gladewater Bears 14, the Dangerfield Tigers 6, 11 minutes and 50 seconds. We're just having a discussion down there.
Now,
We're waiting on something.
something on the chains hadn't moved yet. I don't know.
Ooh, okay.
I don't know. I guess that's what they're waiting on.
I think they were like us. I think they were used to a little bit longer break. Needed more time to go get a drink.
They didn't look at the clock like we did.
Soda.
Well, our drink, we have some tea, and it's good, but it's room temperature. There's no ice. I'm not spoiled or anything, but I like ice in my drink.
Like a little cool breeze.
So they
He
run
hands
the
it off.
ball, and it's a handoff to number 14, who is
Lamar Palmer. Am I saying it right?
you did.
Hopefully.
Either you and Mike Baldridge are alike, or you're both wrong, and I think you're both right. And that's what I was going to say. You beat me to it, though. So they are at 2nd and 8, all on the 49-yard line. Tigers have kind of a twins to both sides, top and bottom, two wide receivers, one back.
Their quarterback, 0, Chase Johnson, definitely has an arm.
He's looking to throw again. Oh, he underthrows that one. And we had a bear that almost intercepted it. I think that was Brayson Woods, number 0. So he is all over the field tonight. He's playing well. And that was so underthrown, he couldn't even get it. But he was close.
He was definitely putting that energy.
So Dangerfield in a similar look, 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, 1 setback. Hand it off to number 1. He's met by 2 at the line. The ball is loose,
fumble.
and it looks like Gladewater has the ball.
Yes, we do. The guy that wrapped him up was number 10, Mason Boudreaux.
And that was number 1 for Dangerfield, Ashton Williams, that fumbled that ball. And the Bears end
That
up.
will turn the game around.
That's a big break. So they end up with the ball, I'm going to say, on the Dangerfield 40. And so they're getting to play offense here with 10:55 left in the 3rd quarter.
Wow, just beginning.
So that was big in that Dangerfield, even though they had a good return, they weren't able to capitalize. They didn't burn a lot of clock, and now the Bears have the ball in Tiger territory with a 1st and 10.
Did a refresh. Maybe everybody else is like us. They've started so late. Scores just are not.
So nothing on the red zone to report
No,
to y'all,
sir.
but we'll keep checking. So
We'll call it the
Bears.
slow zone.
That
Wow,
is
did you see
completed.
that
Wow.
catch, Sam?
So the fullback goes up the middle
Looks like
and
that was,
then runs a route, and they throw it to him and pick up a first down down
it
to the
looked like Ting
25.
again. Mason Boudreaux.
This time it's a running play, tailback, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage.
That was number 2,
Carson.
Carson Cooper.
So right now it's a 2nd and 10, 25-yard line. So I would say, without any stats that we've kept on paper, just what we remember.
We don't have Bacon here
That's
with us.
right. That's right.
Bacon, if you're hearing us, we always miss you
I
because the
know.
stats were great. You brought in the slips, and it was some up to the minute. I don't see how people do that. As
Well, he did it, and he
own
liked
version.
doing it. But Gladewater is
Oh,
liking.
he got pressure from number 50 on the Tigers, Nick Wallace.
So Luke Brown brought down, and I was just going to say they're liking the play action pass, and that's what that was. But somebody didn't get the Tiger blocked, and he really caught Luke from behind. He had a good angle on him, and Luke was trying to look for a receiver. So that's a loss, a pretty significant loss.
Makes it 3rd down and 19.
Yes. So the ball is on the 34. Trips to the bottom of your screen. And it's a pitch out.
Number 22 of the Bears. Well, that was a hit. That was Travion Watts.
And he ran hard, was hit hard, and bounced right up. He gained back 9 of those yards. So now
that was a lot.
Now it's going to be a 4th and 10 from the 25.
What are you doing? This is one of those places where you're stuck between a rock and a hard place sometimes.
You don't punt it because you're on the 26, not the 25. And I don't know if your field goal kicker can kick a.
Neither team has
It'd
had a
be
successful
36
kick
plus
game.
7, so it'd be a 40. What?
Pretty good.
43-yarder. So they're going to probably go for it, and they are. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Quarterback that deep.
Got Tiger pressure.
And
the same guy, number 50, waited for him to make a move.
So
Nick Wallace of the Tigers.
Luke Brown had some pressure, and he stepped up in the middle and got tackled, but he did a good job.
Time as they're getting ready to switch. Call out to some of those people on that trenches. We've got 28, the Bears. Amarian Mentor. Got number 7 is walking back this way. Landon Porter. 34, who we talked about earlier, Dion Patton. Now they're too much, and I cannot. Number 16, Davian Watson. Oh, he quickly hands it off to number 1. He's going up top.
Good job of
We've
defense.
got a Bear that number 10, Mason Boudreaux, is all over the place making the plays. We are right at an 8-minute clock left in the 3rd quarter. Gladewater Bears 14, Dangerfield Tigers 6.
So
a lot down low. What do you call them, trips?
Yes, 3 wide receivers to one side is trips. And then they got a split wide receiver up top.
Something happened. Getting the quarterback's reaction like, ugh.
So when they set the trips up to the bottom of our screen and they've got one other receiver split out a little bit, they're hoping you honor those 3 and cover them.
The top guy can bust out.
And you get one-on-one coverage on the backside. or they want to run over here where the trips are and get more blockers. So you don't know if they're going to go strong or weak, but you got to be able to cover both.
Looks like Dangerfield lost a couple of yards. That makes it 2nd down and 14.
And now the trips are up at the top of your screen, and your lone receiver is on the bottom down here.
Looking.
And he
He
throws
caught it.
to the widest of the 3 receivers on the right.
That was number 5 of the Tigers.
And that's enough for a
Kenny
first down.
Mosley.
Enough for a first down.
Mosley.
Ball's on the 40, their own 40. 7:09 left, 1st and 10.
That was a fast.
What they're doing on the secondary, where they just have one receiver. Now they've got kind of a twins at the top, twins at the bottom, and so you can kind of run your defense balanced in your secondary, and play your free safety over
Looking
the
up top. He's looking up top.
He's
running. That went to the ground.
And so he threw to the middle receiver of the twins at the top, or the inside receiver, and he threw short, but we actually had him covered well. And what they're trying to do, they're sometimes they'll play one tight and have one of the safeties play over the top. So try to take away the short but not get beat deep. And sometimes they're just playing cover 3 where everybody's deep.
But over the top was a Sylvester Stallone film.
It could have been. And now they fake the run, and he throws the number 8, and it's incomplete. Kind of a catchable ball, but thrown pretty quick, and I'm sure it's wet. So,
I bet.
You know, you as a coach, you want that one, but you wouldn't fuss about it. And defending there was Brayson Woods, so he was in good position to cover that. So 3rd and 10, 7:01. Clock is stopped right now. Now they've got the trips at the bottom of our screen. Notice these 2 are off the line and one's tight on the line.
I do see that. The one closest.
So if this outside one was up tight on the line, they would have to be back, so they're all eligible.
Got pressure. He's got pressure. I don't know what happened
He
to the
threw
ball.
it out of bounds over the first down mark.
That was Gladewater Bear number 28, and Marion Mentor.
All right, that's good. So great defense there. Yes, their quarterback, he's really appears to be a good athlete. He's just getting a lot of pressure on him, and he probably doesn't have people open by the time the pressure's getting there.
One moment, Sam. I'm going to mute my microphone.
All right, so they're in punt formation, and he's going to punt it, and he kicks it to the right, and it's marked right at the 30-yard line where the Bears will take over. So decent field position to start a drive from their own 30. Be over on their left hash mark, top of your screen as you're viewing.
Well, we also forgot to make mention of what you're seeing. For those that are unaware, this thing is technically made up of 4 cameras that uses artificial intelligence. You want to believe that, Sam, to monitor where the movement is. Now, they will tell you it's the ball. Let's be honest. You all at home can see it's from the movement. That's why the thing keeps zooming out, because technically it's one gigantic image from 4 cameras that it's able to zoom in and zoom out of. And no, we cannot change and go back and why didn't you catch that? You can't believe you missed the ball.
We would like to have another screen that would let us do that, and then we would have.
Sam wants that screen like John Madden had, where he can draw on it. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe one day, Sam.
And so we know the technology to draw is there because we've got that in schools now. But
oh yeah,
there's the option game again, and I'm going to tell you, 22. That's Travian Watts. He got the ball early, and he turned nothing into a 1-yard gain.
And he kept moving.
He did, and he was moving forward. He got a spin move, and so I'm kind of impressed with him for the Bears. And Brayson Woods, and of course, everybody we saw last year is a year better. Carson Cooper, Luke at quarterback.
What do you call that? The two-a-days? Everybody had those two-a-days, getting the practice in.
So, all right, Bears shift into the I. So they're basically in a power I to the right, and they run it to the right, and there's a little bit there, but I'm guessing it's going to be about a 3
Yeah,
or
that's
4
way too
yard
many
gain.
Tigers to make any movement that
Yeah.
direction.
So that's going to be.
There you go.
You are the man. That's your oldest.
That's my oldest.
Well, we just finally got a cold drink, y'all. It might save my voice
It's
for
a
the
Dr.
night.
Pepper. It's not that kind of cold
Yeah,
drink. Y'all
it's a
settle
Dr.
down.
Pepper. We can't do commercials, but it is my favorite.
Texas born, the oldest soda, established 1885.
All right, so Bears with the ball again, I formation. Dangerfield jumps.
Whoa, what in the world?
The Bears snap it, and we'll see what's going to happen.
I don't know what all that is.
Well, Dangerfield jumped, and they snapped the ball and caught him off sides. So I don't know how they're going to call it.
Well, that hits the spot.
I'm telling you, that's good. That may be the second best one I ever had.
Well, they can't feel this, and they don't see us. That we don't have a camera on us anymore. But we don't have any air conditioning in this room that we're in. None of these rooms up here at the moment don't. They technically have them installed, but the controllers are the last thing missing.
So
next game.
So we have a box fan, blowing more hot air for us. But we're just thankful that it rains, so we're in kind of like a convection oven. But don't think we're not willing to pay the price so that y'all can hear a great game on the TV radio with artificial intelligence.
That's right.
Oh. I'm telling you, that almost was a turnover.
And you can hear the coaches next door. The visiting team is always right beside us. And sometimes you hear some colorful words that come out of their mouths, and other times you get to hear the
you can hear the tense voices, but sometimes you can't always understand.
You know, a friend of mine once called that, he said, cartoon swearing.
I like that. Cartoon swearing. That's
the Tasmanian devil.
Yeah,
remember him?
yes, I do. All right, so Bears take the snap. Luke hands it to the tailback. He hits to the right side. He's back to the line of scrimmage. They might give him a 1 yard gain on progress, back to the original line of scrimmage. So it's fixing to be 3rd and 9.
3rd and 9, 3rd and 10, 3rd and 9.
So it was 2nd and 14. So that's a 5 yard gain.
About the 31. The clock is 3 minutes and 40 seconds.
So the Bears taking their time, changing the play, I think is what they're doing.
That play clock.
It's 3. Oh, the play clock. I don't know.
Usually at the other end of the thing. Unbeknownst to me. Again, we're working out bugs, I guess.
I
How
guess
long does
it's
he
not
get?
on.
What in the world? I'm out.
So they were just letting it run, burning up some time, and then call a timeout.
3 minutes and 19 seconds in the third quarter.
And so,
What a Bears 14, Dangerfield Tigers 6.
So Dangerfield still has their 3 timeouts. The Bears have 2 left now, and I'm thinking it's kind of a big play, so they may really be just looking at all their choices and want to take their time and get some input. And it's not a bad deal to do that. So they're huddled up down there. I'm sure Coach Levere's got his sheets and his stats, and he knows what's on or off, and he's got a play in mind. I'm telling you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so here we are, 3:19, 3rd and 9, ball on the 41.
Ooh, that was a high snap. If you guys
my
saw
goodness.
that at home,
That was a good play, but not. I don't think it's
Not
good
as
enough
far
for
as
the
he
first.
wanted. That was number 0, Brayson Woods.
So he was the
Oh my gosh, that was close.
quarterback in that pistol formation, and they snapped it directly to him, and he ran up in there. So anyway, going to be 4th and
Oh
1,
wow,
a long
one.
one.
So close.
So let's see. They're going for it.
You did say Johnny's known the.
Dangerfield has got it kind of stacked up in the middle,
They do.
and they run the
Goes at
same
it
play.
again. And that's a first down, Sam.
That is a
We call
first
that a
down.
move the chains.
And that's Brayson Woods again on the same play. So what they're doing, they're setting motion away, and then he's running behind the motion, just keeping the ball or getting the ball. But he made the last run and picked it up. So now they're on across the 50, cross midfield on the Dangerfield 45 with a 1st and 10. Ball is on the right hash, which is the bottom of your screen. So Bears now do
Quarterback under center.
their little shift into the power I, and they run the tailback
Number 2,
on a lead play, and he's going to get
Carson Cooper.
5 yards for Carson Cooper. Good play. Second
2 minutes.
2nd and 5, 157 and counting. So Dangerfield, you look at some of their guys. We've called out number 50 several times, Nick Wallace, and he's played. He's one of the looks
Didn't
like
talk
a
what grade
defensive
he's in.
end.
He is a senior this year.
So now the Bears in an I formation again.
Oh, that was like almost an instant handoff to number 10.
It was
Mason
bobbled
Boudreaux.
a little bit, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And but that's that fullback dive. A little pop hit so quick they call it a pop. And he picks up another 2 yards. So 7 yards on the last 2 plays.
3rd down and 2.
108 and counting for this 3rd quarter.
I think he just said timeout Tigers.
Okay, well, that would be their first timeout of the 2nd half. And they should have 2 left after this. So both teams with 2 timeouts. That really, I mean, they're a little bit gassed over there. You see some of their guys, they're not gassed like hurting, but you know, they're taking those helmets off, getting a little cool air around their head. And but I think the timeout here helps Gladewater a little better than it helps Dangerfield.
Yeah, and plus neither team got a long halftime.
That's
I mean,
true.
all that has to compound on these guys.
So here's the snap motion, and
The 0.
that's Brayson
Woods.
Woods. He keeps it, and he's playing that
What is that?
pistol
That's
quarterback position.
Ooh.
Who is that?
Oh, he said move the chains.
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
That one was
Whoa.
Hang on.
It's close, but
I don't know if it's
they
close
need
enough.
Yeah, he's telling them. The referee's telling them now.
He sure
move.
did. Move it.
Yeah. So they picked that up by probably the nose of the football
Well,
from where the spot is.
Yeah. By the way, the clock is still a trucking. We're at 20 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they'll get this play off unless they just don't want to.
Quarterback under center.
Down to 11.
Hands it off. Well, they were on him quick. Nope, he's pulling the ball down.
So that
is
play,
end of that quarter. Uh-oh. Well, that was a late flag.
I don't know what happened. I looked at the clock.
I did too. I wasn't paying attention. Somebody's not happy.
Against Dangerfield.
Something happened. That ref does not look happy. Austin was
So it's going against Dangerfield, and it kind of looks like unsportsmanlike conduct. One of our players was going over there. A couple of others held him back, so I don't know if something
It
was
said it was
said
on.
or
The ref just said it was on Dangerfield, first down. I heard that much, first down for Gladewater, but that, that's unfortunate
yeah.
because we don't
Oh,
want to see that.
well, we just said the first half was a relatively clean game. The only
And
penalties
very
we
calm.
saw were offsides or
Yeah.
motion or something like that.
And again, like this is getting those first big game jitters out.
So let's see what they call.
Ain't still on the ground.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, one on Gladewater. So I just
They could
heard
just want to offset
offset.
each other.
So looks like Dangerfield had one, then Gladewater had one.
Oh, wait.
And now they're having a discussion. But if it's offsetting, they'll play the down over. Now Coach Levere wants something answered.
I'm sure that's probably because it was like, wait a second, I had a first down and I just got taken away from me.
Well, if it's offsetting, they'll just replay the down. So something happened. One ended up with the ball, and I watched him, and then looked back to see the clock ran out, and then whatever happened when I looked back at the clock.
Well, and I do have a question for you. What is the average time for a halftime? Is it 30 minutes?
I think so, and each band gets so much, and
So they almost got a third time.
it was 6 minutes and something when we looked at
He
it.
told us 8 minutes. So
8.
whenever they started that clock, it was 8 minutes only.
Okay.
And there are times that
Well, they weren't
halftimes go
off-
longer because of bands.
They weren't, and they
stretch it.
really weren't off the field when he started the clock.
Right, you're right.
So they didn't get a full
Maybe
8
5
minutes.
minutes.
Yeah.
But
All
that
right. Well,
stinks.
it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Bears. So whatever happened, they just let it stand or whatever. But it's 2nd and 10.
Canceled out. Here we go. 4th down, Gladewater 14.
I formation.
Dangerfield Tigers 6.
And the tailback is getting the ball. They're not
Travion
really,
Watts, number 22 for the Bears.
they're not really looking at the fullback getting the ball much, but and they're not really holding their blocks long enough for the tailback who's lined up deeper to get through. So they're going to have to get a little more movement at this point, or maybe hit a hole wider or something. I don't know.
I wish we saw a play clock because that clock is burning up, and not that I want it to go against anybody, but it's just.
And there's the fullback pop, but they stopped that. It's about a 1 yard gain, maybe 2. So that's going to bring up 4th and about. They're calling it 8. It's really about 6.
That looked like number 4, Kason Harris that time.
Number 9 for Gladewater, Caleb Balcora coming out. And Luke and Grayson and Aubrey Floyd in the game. Those last 2 are out wide here. They got trips to the left. Pistol formation. Here we go. And it's the quick pitch again. I like it. Oh, my goodness. He makes some yardage, picks up, I'm going to say.
2 yards. That was
Yeah,
number
still
22,
short,
Travion Watts.
about 3 or 4 yards short of the first. So the
And we
ball
lost
is
it on
going to go
downs.
over on downs at the 30, actually at the 29. We've only seen that little quick pitch to Travion Watts, but he's got some speed. And if he can get that corner turned or cut in and then cut out,
Then he'll open the engines
yeah,
up.
he can run a ways if he does that. So that play is close to being a real big play. I think they did have a big one on it one time earlier.
Yes, they did. Came down close to us.
So now Dangerfield with the ball on their own 29. 1st and 10, 10:29 left in the 4th quarter. and it's a handoff to their running back, and he's
Oh, he's
met
got
by
about
about
3 big
4
bears
bears.
on him.
I think
4
he,
bears.
I think he did make it back to the line of scrimmage,
10,
but no gain.
9,
No gain.
20, 28. 10, 9, 28. You got Mr. Udro. 9, it's Caleb Bakora. And 28, the Marion Minter. Someone lost a mouthpiece or something. What's going on?
I don't know.
Ref is getting in the way for something.
That maybe they didn't have their mouthpiece in.
Oh, quick handoff to looks like number 3. Oh, number 22, who you just talked about getting his speed. Watts wrapped him up.
So that is a gain of maybe 1.
Oh, 0. Just got it right
Okay,
back to the line
got
of
it
scrimmage.
to the line of scrimmage.
And 22, Watts.
So 3rd and 9, they got 2 receivers on each side, 1 back, quarterback set deep. He's looking to throw. And oh my goodness. His target was number 18.
What in the world just happened? I couldn't see it. That was number 3 of the Bears, Anthony Sanchez.
Did he? Are they calling that an interception?
That? They are. It sure looks like it.
Well,
Sam.
that ball
They're stretching it out there.
Was thrown for number 18, Caden
They
Mims.
are on fire. I think he's going to keep that ball.
and he got his hands on it. It's almost like a tip drill. And it held it up a little longer, and our guy was able to run to it. It was close, but evidently he kept it off the ground and cradled it.
Wow.
So
a great some happy Bears down there.
A great play, and a big play with 8:54 left gives the ball to the Bears inside of Dangerfield territory.
That's Gladewater Bears 14.
So
Dangerfield Tigers 6.
They only have 41 yards to go to the end zone.
8 minutes 54 seconds on the play clock here. Game clock.
So handoff to the tailback,
22.
and that was that Cooper, Carson Cooper, number 2.
No, that was 2-2.
Yeah,
Watts.
So that's Watts.
Travion Watts.
So Travion has been in at that tailback position for a while. Grafton Morgan coming out. Didn't see who went in or who's going in. And that's going to be Aubrey Floyd going in with Luke Brown. And so they are in the huddle. They got their play. And they now are lined up with 1 wide receiver top. He's in motion. And they fake it to him. And Grayson Woods is who the snap was to. And he actually made a little bit, but it's going to be 3rd and about.
Yeah, it's going to be right back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, 3rd and about 7 or 8. 3rd and 7.
But that's that same play that shortly earlier they made quite a run.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Looks like Dangerfield has zipped up any of those holes.
So this will be 3rd and 7, 7:35 left, clock running. Gladewater's got 1 wide receiver at the top, 1 at the bottom. Low snap.
Low snap.
He's looking to throw. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, he made it. How did he get that ball? That was number 4, Kaysen Harris of the Bears. First down, move the chains. That was a big play.
That guy was covered, and he threaded the ball. He zipped it right in between the 2 guys.
Wow.
And so it wasn't a long pass, but then he had a nice little run on the end of it. So
that was a great pass.
It was.
Luke Brown, number 11.
So that puts the ball on the 26-yard line on the left hash. Bears on a 1st and 10. Clocked out now down to 7:17 and running. So Bears on a little roll here. And there's the
Well, that was a
fullback pop.
quick
There it
handoff
is.
to
There it
number
is.
10.
Woo!
Man, he does not want to get brought down. Mason Boudreaux with the power leg, he just kept that thing a trucking.
That pop has turned into a pretty good little play. It hit so quick. That fullback
got
up
the
close.
power
Oh, yeah.
to keep it going.
So if you can just get a piece of him, he can run by him. And then that is
number 22, Watts.
Watts with a pickup of, I'm going to call it 4. Going to be second and 3 maybe. Pickup of 3.
Yeah. Like they're calling it second down and 7 to go.
So they're still got the ball on the left hash. And we've got Aubrey Floyd out wide at the bottom of your screen. And Luke Brown out wide at the top. There he goes. He's just a little short. So that's Brayson Woods. And he's playing that quarterback in that pistol set. And Luke Brown has moved out to a wide receiver. And so that is
wow.
Right now, that's been a pretty good combination for him.
Yes, sir.
So we also have Kason Harris in the game. And we got Morgan Grafton going in. Here comes Brown with the play. And he is still going to line up at he's lining up at quarterback now.
Yes, sir.
So Brown is back at quarterback, and we're in the I. And they're running that little fullback pop.
So number 8 that time, Grafton Morgan.
So that is a big, big play. That'll put the Bears at 20. Dangerfield at 6. We're at 5-16. Now let's see what they do. They're going to try to go 2. No, they're going to go.
What are they doing?
They're going to kick. Somebody was out of pocket. Somebody ran off, and 2 others had to run.
Where's the kicker at? There he comes. Our kicker, number 8, Grafton Morgan.
A little mix-up.
Here we go.
It's up.
That one is good.
It was one of the shortest good kicks I've seen, but it's good.
I think it almost looked like someone bumped it.
Well, I can tell you this. It doesn't matter how short or long they are. If they go through the uprights and above that crossbar, they all count the same.
Yes, sir. That's right.
So great job of a clutch point when you don't know, with 5 minutes left with the speed they have,
and they've got an arm.
That's important.
It is.
So,
but that makes Gladewater Bears 21, Dangerfield Tigers 6, with, like as Sam said, 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
So your Bears making a good opener for the season, the 24 season, and against really what looks to be a Dangerfield team with plenty of talent. Of course, we don't know sometimes. Like, when did we find out?
Look at that. Now, so we're going to give a shout out real quick. It says 3 hours ago, we got several people that actually subscribed to the channel. One of them is Aggie football fan.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. All right, so Gladewater's kick goes out of bounds. There's a flag. We'll see where they spot the ball. What they're going to do. But it looks like the NFL's kicking rules have not fallen down.
I've got to get my cell phone out because the Gladewater ISD, the game went longer than expected.
So if y'all are not seeing something, Avon is trying to correct the artificial intelligence with real intelligence.
Yeah, right.
And he's got his phone out working and doing what he does. Many of you don't know Avon's technical prowess at dealing with things that are hard-headed or don't want to work that aren't children. And so but I've known Avon a long time, and he's worked his way up to the technology director or coordinator. I'm not sure what your title is, Avon,
Yeah, director of technology now.
but he's done that for a long time. Oh, what? Oh, great
They
rush,
do not get to
and
see
he
it
gets
yet. It's just
loose.
about to come online, Sam.
I'm telling you, the quarterback had pressure. He stepped up, got loose, and we were very fortunate. He only made a couple of yards.
Why
So,
are we not seeing anything? One moment. One moment there, Bears.
so if y'all are if you can hear us, we're working on it. As far as you getting to see something, if you can't hear us, I'm just talking to space.
You are talking to a big. Uh, you're connected to Hello Focus and nothing else. Yep, you have to wait.
So
Weird.
because we started late, I guess it timed out, but we're working on getting it back up. They're looking to throw first down by number 8, Rain Wallace,
Got it.
sophomore. All right, you should have a picture and sound back now. Thank you for bearing with us. We don't want to lose any viewers.
We just got quite a few signed up.
So
Hopefully everybody's enjoying the game.
anyway, we are back on the air. We don't know if
4
y'all can
minutes
hear
to
us or
go.
not. Dangerfield looking to throw to get back in this one. And that one's not going to be complete. I believe that one's going to be out of bounds. So that's an incompletion on a 1st and 10. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Their ball, they're still in their own territory. They're on their 42-yard line. And they've thrown about, 3 times in a row. But their time is 3:57. They're trying to get back in this game, and that's the quickest way to do it.
Yes, it is.
But Bear defense holding up right now. They're getting pressure on him, and they're covering the receivers. So let's see what happens.
Man, that guy is really good under pressure, Sam.
And so right now, it may be
He
a
is going
touchdown.
to run outside of the
And
camera
he
zone
did not
almost.
score, but he got to the 3-yard line, I think.
That looks like that was number 2 of the Tigers, Trent Boyd.
So what they did, they ran everybody deep. Quarterback stepped up and threw to a route up the middle, coming across from the left to your right, top to bottom, and then he just ran a long ways. So the pass got him there, but it was not a deep pass. But once they had everybody backed up, he had a lot of room to run. So those linebackers or whoever has this flat up here, they've got to stay home and cover that, or that's what you get. So they've got a 1st and 4 from the 4-yard line, and they're in a spread formation. Motion to the bottom.
He dropped the snap, but he is still making it through. That was a
bobbled snap. He picked it up, and number 8, Rain Wallace, took it in for the score. So that will help Dangerfield's cause. There's 3:09 left in the 4th quarter. 12 for the Tigers, 21 for the Bears. So looks like they are teeing up for a kick, and waiting on a guy to get into place. So they are lined up. There's the snap. The kick is up, and it looks good. Yes, it is. So that's going to be 13-21, which the good thing about that, there's several good things. Gladewater gets the ball back. That's good.
sure.
We're still up by 8 points. That's good. And we only have 3:09 left in this 4th quarter. So what Gladewater is wanting right now is a good drive and one that they can hopefully either burn up 3 minutes and 9 seconds.
Oh, I'm sure. Just melt the
or
clock down.
get another score. So if they run the ball and can make yardage, that's a couple of first downs and the game's over. if they have to throw it, they better be making first downs because the white team will get.
Oh, the Tigers are definitely.
So I would watch for an onside kick here,
Ooh, we have
uh, just because they have 3:09 left and they'd like the ball back one more time
sure.
with a chance to tie or go ahead if they could tie and go overtime. So 17 is their kicker, Sherman King. Let's see what
Got a
they're.
lot of Bears up on that line. They're expecting
Bears
it.
are in, they're lined up in kind of a hands formation. I see some of those linemen with back numbers, so that's the hands group. You want somebody with good hands if they do the
What
onside,
happens?
and he kicks it
Oh,
deep,
he does.
and
Oh,
it's
big.
out of bounds at the 28.
Now, isn't there penalties for it going out of bounds like that? I remember hearing something that they're like, "Oh, well, you can't do that."
Well, there's no flag this time,
Okay,
but we've seen some that we saw the flag earlier, but he's marked it at the 30. So still
interesting.
3:09, ball wasn't touched, so the clock didn't start. Bears take over on their 30, and it'll be on the right hash mark, top of your screen. No, he's moving up to the 35, but the chains were set on 30. So maybe they're just putting the 5-yard pen. Nope, they're moving them now. I was going to say 35 a while ago, but the guy set the chains up at the 30, then he moved them. Maybe he got confused. We all make a mistake now and then.
Oh, that's part of being human.
It is. All right, so Bears at the 35. Clock will start on the snap. I formation for the Bears. And it's the tailback with the ball. And he's going to gain, I'm going to call it maybe 4. That's Carson Cooper back in, number 2.
Number 2.
And that's a 4-yard gain, Avon. So that's what we need for this drive.
And for the clock to keep moving.
Yes. So they should be using all their time, between. We don't see the.
This says that the Tigers still have 3 timeouts.
Well,
on by
they
the
used
board.
one, so they only have 2. Somebody just forgot to change it.
The referees know, don't they? Log all that
Gladewater
stuff?
has 2, and they've only used 1, and Dangerfield used 1. And that's a fullback pop, and he's got a first.
Good gravy, number 10. Base
All right, that's a big play right there, because he gained about at least 7 or 8 that time. First down, Bears are at their own 48 right now. 2:18 and running on the clock.
Will they stop it at 2? Do they do that?
I'll tell you in about 10 seconds.
See what happens.
I don't think so. I think they just,
No, sir. It is still running.
they're going to use their time. I formation. Oh, there we go.
Oh, they opened up a hole for him.
Carson with a little bit of running room there. They
Wow,
got some
he made
blockers.
some good yards.
Blockers pushing some folks around down there. So that's a
Oh,
good
they
run.
opened up a great hole.
That's a good run for Carson. So I'm going to say that's a Dangerfield timeout right there with 1:46 left. Stops the clock. And it's going to be about 2nd and 2, I'm guessing.
I'll definitely hand it to the Dangerfield Tigers. They have got a very explosive offense.
They
and
do.
They've got a quarterback with an unbelievable.
And a
arm.
throwing game, just like ours at first, we threw deep and they threw deep. So it takes a while to learn what the route speed is in a game versus in practice.
Well, you've got a lot more different pressure.
Exactly. So here we go to shift to the eye. And
Oh, there's a pop you talked about. Good gravy. They're pushing him in.
and that is going to be another first down to the 30,
We've got to give a big shout out real quick to number
36.
Well, 68
We mentioned him a
68,
while
Corey
ago.
Stanley basically grabbed him by the back and was using him as a shield almost. You hold the ball and we're moving. And that turned into a great move, the chain Sam play.
All right, so there's a timeout, and now it's showing Dangerfield with one left, so somebody caught up.
Oh.
But or it may be their last one. Should be their last one.
Should be, but they're going for it.
Yeah, but so
1 minute 32 seconds.
Yeah,
Gladewater Bears 21 and Dangerfield.
We've got
13.
a first and 10, and we're on the Dangerfield 36-yard line, and so 132 left. We probably need one more first down.
And then that's it. Then what you do, just down it and wait for the clock and down it, and that's it?
Yeah.
Go home.
Yeah, so depending on what the outcome is on some of the runs. But you run 3 plays and burn up your clock, there'll still be a little left. You might have to have a fourth down.
I can tell you we're starting to get some points in here. All right, so that play is dead.
Okay.
We've got a final for you here. Texas High 37, Tyler Legacy 13.
Okay.
We got Lindale versus Hallsville. There it shows there to be in the third quarter. Hallsville 24, Lindale 35. Moving on down to nothing.
Okay. Well, I think they burned their fourth timeout because I think they left one on the deal for the second half. But now that's all Dangerfield has. And it's 1:23 on the clock. It's 2nd and 9, but it's really about 2nd and 8. And so the Gladewater Bears coming back for maybe 2, maybe 3 plays.
And my watch says it's 77 degrees. Gotta feel pretty good out.
Yeah.
Compared to what it could be.
Yeah, exactly. So
Oh, look, they're
in the
doing
victory
it.
formation. So he takes a knee.
Gonna burn the clock
All
now.
right, now
Burn it down.
1:19 when he took a
stay
knee.
here.
So that is going to be, it's going to be 3rd and 9.
I don't know if they have enough time, do they? Because the clock stopped. How did it stop now?
I don't know. Maybe
Something's
they're talking.
wrong.
What are they talking about?
Your guess is as good as mine. This is kind of strange.
No, it's a secret.
Oh, that's right.
We don't know. But we got 3 officials down there talking. 2 of them. Oh, here comes the 4th. He wants to
make a call. Uh-oh. Repeat second down penalty. They don't put the time back on the clock. Boy, we'll do that all day. What was this? What was that?
I don't know.
Touch the top of his.
I haven't looked at my signals in
We're
a while.
almost done. Hang tight.
The Twinsies. Anybody ever call them the Twinkies?
No. Night and day. The Water Bears on the 40.
All right, back in the I formation. And they run that fullback pop, and he is going to make.
Oh, my goodness, the whole
on
team.
him. They're going to give him progress to about the 32 or 3. I'm going to say 33.
Look at that clock.
Which is going to make it a 3rd. We're down into 53 seconds now. So that may be it. They'll set the clock. We're going to have to snap one more time. Well, it depends when they set the clock. They take their time usually here to let it run more.
I think they always do that.
So if we're down to 31. So we could take a snap.
28.
We can take a snap here and take a knee, which is what they're going to do.
Sir.
So 16, 15 seconds, that's a wrap. let the clock run. The final is going to be Dangerfield Tigers 13, Gladewater Bears 21, in a really good,
What's a great
just a
game?
good game. It seemed like everything went fast, including that 8-minute halftime.
Well, it went way too fast. I could barely breathe.
But we would like to thank all of you who are back with us this year. We're glad they keep letting us do this year after year, because we know there are some of you,
Thank you,
that
UIL.
it's easy for you to tune in and it's hard for you to get here. And so we appreciate all of our viewers, and we appreciate the comments that we get on text and different things. So thank you for tuning in. We only have 4 home games this year,
This was one
and
of them.
this is one of the 4. So our next one is what, 3 more
Almost a
weeks?
month,
Yeah,
yeah.
almost a month
3 4 weeks
away. But we'll be back for our next home game, and y'all tune in and join us again. Avon, anything else before we go?
No, sir. Just glad you're here, Sam. It's always great.
All right. Thanks again.